Welcome, everyone, back to another episode of the Matt Podcast. We're back with episode number 11. Matty, it's been a couple of weeks.
It might
that
one may or may not be because of me, and one may or may not be because of you.
Yeah.
So we're even. We're actually even.
We are square with the card.
Like mine was a little bit out of my control, and sort of you as well. I mean, you didn't plan to be. You couldn't plan to be born, could you?
Right? Like who in their right mind would plan to be born? Like that's just not okay.
Yeah. No. Last weekend we were all set up. I was just chilling. I was in Discord waiting for my good friend Matty Mac, and my power went out.
It was sad. It was funny because I got to my PC. Dude. I saw you're on. I was like, sweet, he's in. I'm gonna grab my water. I'll go come sit down. Between me going to get my water and coming back, I saw you were offline, and then I also noticed Ellie was no longer like idle because obviously her PC turned off. I was like, huh. And then the message came through. I'm like, well, this is sadness. But it's okay.
A lot of sadness.
It's okay. This is the life things that we talk about that just they get in the way. Shit happens.
Pain, man. Pain.
It's such pain. Did you end up having a reason for your blackout or just random bullshit?
It was like, I'm not even kidding. Like, I think it was like 45 minutes. Yeah. Cause I texted you.
No shit.
I was like, dude, I'm like it's back. And it was just too late. Cause I was like, I got other shit I gotta do.
Yeah, I gotta cook dinner.
You got other shit I gotta do.
Yeah.
I was like, God damn it, bro. Like, so frustrating. But anyway, so that was last week. And then the week before that, I mean, obviously Matt's birthday. So happy birthday, Matt, for getting older.
Man. Thanks, man. I did turn 32 and God. Yeah. It's a nothing birthday. 32 is a nothing birthday, and I treat it as such. But it is what it is. You got to turn a year older. It's just one of those things. I played golf, so that was cool. I played golf for the day with caught it with Sammy and Lanks. Oh, yeah. Played some wackety fuck in the afternoon. So that was the plan. Was we were trying to try and record in the morning, but it just got too busy. People calling and. I ended up catching up with mum and dad because they went to have brunch. I was like, okay, it's not going to work. Let's just push it to next week. Is what it is.
So yeah, sorry, apologies if you guys have been going, where the hell are we been? But that's what's happened. We have tried. We have 100% tried. And we try to do some through the week, and apparently that just doesn't fucking work at all.
Weeknights is just so hard. It's so hard.
It's difficult, yeah.
Especially I mean, this is just like what's been happening anyway, because it's been 2 weeks. We've been living our fullest lives, in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And we haven't been able to find in 14 days a time to sit down one-on-one and have some cuddle. Yeah, have a chat.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We've been doing that all week, actually. Eh? There's been some times where I've just said stuff in Discord, and everyone's like, "What?" And I'm like, "No,
I enjoy it. I'm here for it. It's tricky during the week, and that's because we discussed trying to do one during the week, and it just has been so hard even to comprehend it or conceive it. Between like my setup, right? My schedule in the morning, man, is like 4:00 up, gym, work, come home. I might get like half an hour to sit down and say hi. And that's usually when I stop in the Arvos and I pop in and see you guys or whatever you're doing. It's like, hey, I'm here. Hi, bye, gone. And then I'm cooking dinner and then sit on the couch for 5 minutes before I go to bed because I have to be in bed at stupid o'clock. So, but in saying that, this is only, I'm doing an 8-week challenge. And after that, I'm planning on having a little bit more balance and maybe doing some later sessions and stuff like that. So we'll see. And also, I don't really plan on going 6 days a week like I am at the moment. God damn.
Yeah.
It's tough, but it's good fun. We're in it to win it. That's the thing. $10,000 on the line, man.
Oh, it's 10 grand.
There's 10 grand on the line. That's why I'm kind of
really.
That's why I'm
being. There was money involved. Gee.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I'm being a bit of a religious nut about what goes into my mouth at the moment, and none of that.
What is it?
Slimy.
Bulking? Is that the idea?
No, so it's an 8-week challenge, and basically it's just changing body composition. It's kind of the winner is based on appearance before and after. Like obviously there's shock value in seeing a before photo and an after photo. I'm in the midst of changing from the before to the after, 2 weeks in. It's the actual body comp. So you do a full body scan and it tells you like your body fat percentage. It tells you, actually, I've got it all here. There's like so much information it gives you. It's really, really in depth and it's really cool. Actually, the day I did it was on the Saturday when I was still 31. And when it printed out, it gives you a biological age. My biological age was 32. I was like, this is bullshit. I'm a day older than I'm supposed to be.
Oh, no.
I was sad. That was sad. But no, it's good. It's good. That gives you a baseline to sort of a starting point, and then you can work from there to sort of, increase muscle mass and decrease body fat percentage, which is what I'm doing. So I'm aiming to get to around 15% body fat, which is around 6 or 7%. I need to lose 6 or 7% of the body fat, and then also put on muscle. So that's what we're doing. So it's a lot of food.
Yeah.
You'd think losing weight would be not like, you cut it down, but you do eat in a deficit.
It out still.
Yeah. And it's tricky. There's a few days where I'm just like, oh man. This is where my last night's chicken schnitzel pizza came in.
Oh yeah.
That I posted. That is like my treat meal. It's not an actual pizza, it's a chicken schnitzel with pizza toppings.
Yep.
And holy shit, it just hits different. I recommend if you're listening, watching, whatever it is, grab yourself a heart schnitzel from Coles. Grab a little bit of tomato sauce or barbecue sauce or whatever it is. Put that on top after you've fried it, obviously, because you don't want to just eat raw schnitzel. That's not a good. Do not recommend.
I wouldn't do that.
No. A little bit of shredded ham, a little bit of salami, a little bit of cheese, and oh my god, bro, that's like my go-to like cheat meal.
Yeah,
and it's not really that bad, but anyway, what have you been doing? Oh, you've been streaming. You've been streaming. You know what?
I've been actually doing content.
The outside looking in, it looks like you got a really nice balance at the moment. It's like a good.
Holy shit! I'm
flow.
trying.
I love watching it.
Oh god, actually, yeah, no, it's sort of something that's been happening. I'm kind of glad it's been noticed because in the last week I've been trying to do a bit more, get back into that sort of stuff and sort of. I guess mentally, the insight into me right now is just like I'm finding it really difficult to sort of justify streaming.
Yeah, I get it.
I just sort of, I feel like I could just be doing something more or something better or something other.
Yeah, just trying to work out what that is.
Yeah, but I don't want to stop doing that. That's the thing. It's a very different. It's a very different feeling, I guess. Not having to rely on it as much for income is such a different, like, it's
changes the mindset.
Changer.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. It's just like, I don't need a stream tonight. But then at the same time, I miss out on that interaction, that thing that I enjoy with people. And,
the community you've built.
Yeah, I miss the community. Yeah, it's crazy, and people have come and gone, and definitely, it's all over the place. The stats, so we always get caught up in them. But like now and then, like I mean, you can definitely tell the channel was built on Destiny, and whenever I stream Destiny, it's, I mean, average wise, the other night, man, average 20 viewers. I haven't done that in I don't know how long. So that was pretty crazy. Subs decreased a lot, which I was expecting. I was expecting that, but it's actually sort of, I was surprised to see how many we have now. It's not many, but it's sort of, it went down and now it's sort of like coming back up, but it's not, obviously I'm not expecting ever to get to that point again.
But yeah, like, I think your consistency in at least the last month, I'll say, has been like top notch. And
yeah, I'm trying to get to the point where I can, I want to stream like comfortably 4 days a week.
Yeah.
Obviously with Destiny stuff coming out, that makes it a lot easier to stream. Lost Ark I'm enjoying quite a lot. We'll get into all those topics later, but it's just also finding games that sort of, like, I feel like with Destiny, right, it's one of those ones now where I don't really need to focus too much on the game, so I get into the game and I can just chat. Mm-hmm. I tried to stream Warhammer the other day actually, and it was difficult because it was just so new and trying to work out mechanic whilst trying to interact with chat. I couldn't really do that, and it's weird because it's actually quite a chill game. As you were watching it last night, and it's just like Well, I got that, but why? And then it's just I think, be honestly, because it's new. I think that's a lot of it to do with it being new.
Yeah, I mean, it's like Destiny for you. The conversation rolls off the tongue because you already know what you're doing in game, where you have to be, where you have to go, what you have to do, blah blah blah. You can just autopilot.
Oh, how's your day, man? Like, that's sick. Like,
correct. Yeah. I mean, for Warhammer, that game is pretty thought intensive.
It's very strategic. Yeah, this one especially.
That's the word I was thinking of. Yeah, strategic.
Yeah. It's very good. Very good.
It looked like a lot of fun.
Oh, bro, it's. Yeah, I'm keen for when they open it up and like bring in the other like factions from the other Warhammers. If you guys don't know what it is, it's basically Total War. If you've never played a Total War game, it's essentially like it's, I think they call them a 4K 4X. I can't remember what it is. It's basically a turn-based strategy game that has massive battles that you can manually fight. That's totally it. And so you play as a faction in this massive world, and you can conquer other factions. You take over the lands and try and there's an objective obviously to do, but you try and get that achieved by basically Total War. Like and what's really cool about it and what I really enjoy about it is that you can play the same character through again, right? And if you move something to a different position and take something different on the same turn, it changes the entire storyline. Like it's really cool. It's even you think about the small little storylines, like I don't know, like let's say elves finally would have an alliance with orcs, which would never happen in like the actual lore, but because we actually get to influence that, we could set up a trade agreement with the orcs to benefit us, or that sort of shit to me is like really cool. That's why I like that game. Is it's just you make stories all the time. It's cool. It's really cool. But
and there's no two stories are the same. That's probably that's one of the best part about it.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you just does the AI react different as well? They would, wouldn't they?
Yeah, 100%.
Like they're not going to do the same move.
Yourself, exactly. If you position yourself in a way where the AI has to either go, well, okay, what's the risk here? It will move. It will move like based on dependent where you've put your armies too. So that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of quality of life updates that I just hope they fix this lag a little bit. There's a little bit of like, it looks like memory leak, but it's only version 1, so
true.
It's the balance wise it's been good. I've obviously still trying to get on top of it. I think that will always be a thing that we try and do as people. I think that's balance, but
that's life, isn't it? Trying to balance. It's a big balancing act. Shit.
Yeah.
If my scales weren't balanced enough, at the moment, in 10 weeks' time, they're going to be even less balanced.
Yeah.
That's
exactly, and that's the thing. Like I'm trying to implement it now, like systems wise. My way is just like I want to have some structure now, so that later on it's just like, fuck, I'm just doing this.
Yeah,
it's easy.
I have a feeling like majority of the things you do and are doing and will be doing, like that's probably going to change a little bit when you get to the new house, which is obviously that's happening this year at some point, which is super exciting. That'll change a little bit, and then again even more. So like, it's just always changing. Don't get older, guys. It sucks. It doesn't suck. It's actually good. It's always a new challenge.
Exactly. Yeah. It's funny, we're talking about it at work the other day, and I reckon peak. What would you define as your peak, like at the moment? Where do you think you were just like, man, life's good, like you're in your prime? Because I reckon I'm past it. Because I reckon mine, man, like in this last decade, I guess, because we're kind of going into the 30s, right? What do you think like your peak was in that last decade?
Oh man, I reckon it would have been the year that we traveled. So that year that we went to Sydney a couple of times, Call of Duty, and I still managed to work. We bought a house. We bought a house the year after. That year was that was such a good year. That was such a good year.
Yeah, so that was like
26 for me.
I reckon that was 23, 24 for me.
Yeah.
And I reckon that was right. Yeah, I reckon 23, bro, was like that was a good year. That was,
what's funny? You know what? This is the most bizarre part about all that, right? Pre 2015, so before I like 25 and between 20 and 25, or even 18 and 25, I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I have no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I know, like past 2015 onwards, like I had Sleeper, we had a lot of gaming sessions, we had a lot of different things online, land, traveling, meeting you guys. Like the last 6 or 7 years has been epic. Before that, like what the fuck was I doing? I feel like I was just in brain neutral. But then that's when I was working. I was working in management, retail management back then. So it was different, and that mindset changed. And once that mindset changed, that was 2015. That's when everything sort of like clicked in my head, and I went a completely different direction. And Ash came along for the ride with me.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. It's still crazy to me, man, that like majority of the people that I've met have been online now. Like that's basically the way it works. Obviously I've lost pretty much IRL. I don't really have anyone. There's no, apart from my lovely partner and, and
love you.
Yeah. And obviously parents and brother and stuff. But actually, there is really no one else. Like it's been pretty crazy to see that like that transition. To that online space, and then like I mean, like guys, if you haven't really worked it out, like Matt and I are basically together. So it's
correct. We've been seeing each other since 2015. Like that's as I said, that's when it all clicked. And oh my god,
but yeah, it was, and it's just like it's sick to find people that had the same like.
Oh, sorry.
That's been said on a podcast. That's been said on a podcast. It's going to be archived.
Shit.
But yeah, that's fine. But yeah, it's sick to me to find people that you like just instantly click, and it doesn't matter what space you do that in, right?
Yeah.
And that to me is like that was my peak. Like I met so many people that year, and like even still, dude, I don't know, man, but like Nuts.
Bro,
like, Nazo?
Oh, yo,
dude,
Naz
he came into my
DMs.
chat.
Yo,
yeah, he came into my chat, and he's like, "Bro, how you been?" I'm like, "No way, bro. This is sick."
Yeah. He's been AFK for ages, man. I was so
crazy.
Stoked when I thought he was just MIA.
Yeah, I just thought he was just doing his thing.
Yeah, which that's cool. That's what everyone does. Like, you come, you go, whatever, and then see him pop back in, dude. Oh, I was so stoked to see his team. We had a good chat. He's got some stuff going on, so yeah. I'm keen to see him back doing stuff because he was awesome. I love seeing him like creating content. He was like, pretty sure he was making music at one point, man.
He just has.
I hope he still is. Yeah.
Naz, you listening? Hey man.
Hey man, how you doing?
Really nice to see you. No.
That's literally the thing though. Like in this time, we've met so many people online. Like I as you said, do IRL. Like we catch up from year to year.
Yeah.
But then I mean, I haven't made or haven't collected any new IRL friends since last PAX.
Do you think that it's more difficult now to do that?
I'll only say I think let me word this correctly. I think it's not more difficult, but it's just different times. Like when we were younger, you were more likely to go out and go to a pub or go to a club or go to a house party or all that sort of stuff. Culture's changed. I mean, culture's changed. We've gotten older, So like, I'm not going to house parties every Friday night because I'm not. Yeah, well, and that, but we don't talk about Bruno on this channel, do we? That's codename Bruno.
Joke. It's like an inside joke now.
With all of Twitter.
Yet no one got. No one got. Come on, guys. Come on.
Wake up. We're in a simulation, or are we? I don't know. That's in the extra topics section. We won't get there today. Or this week or next year. I don't even know what I was saying, but it's just different. And I mean, it's always going to be different when you get older. Like, and I'm not interested in bringing on new friends like in real life. I'm happy like gaming. It's different because we can jump on. Like I enjoy that.
Yeah. Oh, hey Matt, there's this new guy. Oh, sick. Hey,
yeah, man, who's the most recent one? Ollie. Yeah. Ollie's been hanging out. That's cool. Exactly. Yeah. I love that shit.
Yeah.
Jump in. And like, I'm pretty sure the first thing I said to Ollie, like he said something, and I think I took the piss out of him. And then we had a laugh about it.
Yeah.
And then he does the same to me. And he's have a laugh about it. And that's
how
I make friends in 2021.
I've only just started to take the piss out of him. Right?
22.
And now because that's when you know, I guess with me, that you've sort of
Peaked.
got a rapport with me. Yeah, you sort of made it. You just want to start taking the shit out of you. Yeah, probably doesn't work out always that great for people, but yeah, that's basically how you guys know. So if I'm taking the shit out of you most days, I'm thinking pretty highly of you. To be honest,
you're up there.
So
if we had MySpace top friends, you'd be up there.
Yeah, you'd be like in the top 12. You wouldn't be on the front page, but I mean they're reserved. So
yeah. Future wives and girlfriends.
Dude, maybe we should do that. Maybe one week we should just have like what would be our top 8 MySpace friends now. That would be pretty insane.
Jesus.
But yeah, it's been really cool. It's been cool to see that sort of transition. But yeah, I think 23 for me. I reckon that was big because that was sick. I went to like America. I went to
you guys was in the Sydney years?
CW was with you.
Yeah.
Huh?
You went to America like early in the year, like Jan?
Feb,
and then Feb, and then we had the CWL, Sid 1, Sid 2.
Yeah.
That was
it was just an awesome year.
Just a good year.
Yeah.
And it was just,
it was honestly,
I'd like to say it was a shit
for me
game,
personally, like I'm not going to get into this shit, but like from me to like from like 18 obviously to like 21, 22, it was just shit. It was just shit for me.
Yeah.
So then to like come out or the start of rebuilding and have that year was just sick. Like that's what I needed. Yeah. And I think that will always be one of those, like you're right. It was sort of one of those times where I was like, what the fuck did I do before that? Like,
yeah, man.
I mean, I kind of remember sort of because like I would always just come home and play PlayStation 2
I had 7 whole adult years before this. Yeah. 7 whole adult years.
You know what's crazy to me? I was in bands.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
I was in bands for 3-4 years. And it's just like, it feels like a full lifetime. Like it was just that's what I did. Like I went like touring and that's all I did. And that was cool.
I you know what?
Weird.
It was a lot of fun. And it was like different times, different games, but more or less same people. Some have come, some have gone.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping and praying. I'm not a religious man at all, but having this kid, I'm hoping that doesn't like change that. And then in 5 years' time from now, I look back and be like, oh yeah, those were the best times before I had a kid. I don't think it's going to be like that because I think it's just different now.
I think, honestly, I feel that...
But I mean, if he's 6 years old sitting next to me shitting on me at Fortnite, I'm okay with that too, As long as he can come in Discord and throw down with the boys.
You want them to have like sort of a interest as well, right? Like that's the thing. Yeah. And that's sort of back to the whole balance thing. I want to be able to have that there. So it's sort of like, okay, that's what I want to do. And even Ellie and I have actually spoken about it, like when we have kids, how does it work? Because I want to stream still. I still got work. It's actually like perfect hours for me, like in terms of like work that I have, because like I finish at 3, so I can pick them up.
Yeah.
Or Ellie's like, well, you can do that, but you also need time yourself. So we could always I'll pick them up, and you have 2 hours then to do whatever you want. Like it's like, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, I can do that sometimes. And then obviously parents and they all want to.
It's a dynamic situation. It becomes a dynamic situation with no one size fits all sort of response, or there's no one way to go about it. You have to work it out on the fly, and that's being adaptable. Adaptability.
But having some infrastructure already is
flexible.
Like, I think that's like perfect. Yeah,
that sets your baseline.
Because you know what you want.
Correct.
And then it's just like, okay, because you've never done this before.
Had kids? No, never.
Yeah. So it's like it's gonna be like that point, where you go like, because they say like, my mum always says it. She's like, when you have a kid, like that is your life. Your life is dedicated to that kid, and it's just like, yes, agreed, but I think that
I still want to be around, so I kind of have to do something for me.
It's like the what's the age? It's the age gap, in my opinion, now. That part where it's just like when you think about it, that's all they did. Yes.
It's a generation. It's a generational thing. Yeah.
Yeah, generational thing. Because I remember when I was little, and it's like, yes, they were always there for me. They were always doing it. Like that was like they would sacrifice almost anything. Right?
Yeah.
And now these days, I feel like there's more like, well, actually, I still want to do stuff. Like obviously, you're not gonna just go clubbing every second weekend or whatever.
I don't think I'd.
But you're still gonna have and set time aside to have things that you want to do.
Of course. I think you have to. I think to be a healthy parent. This is just my opinion. Oh man, I can't wait to be so qualified to talk about kid shit. As soon as that thing's born, I am the ultimate dad. Get the fuck off me.
Or then all of a sudden you're just like, I don't know, just zeros and ones dial-up connection.
Yeah, like what happened the other day. Yeah, it was. I don't remember what it was about.
Sometimes, man, sometimes I just wish that we recorded some of the shit that was just said in our Discords.
We should. You know what? I should. I've been thinking about doing it. It's literally whenever I jump on Discord, just start recording on. And I've even got a scene set up on OBS.
Edit some of the shit out.
Yeah, of course, because we talk so much shit.
And it's just funny. I think it's actually just some funny shit we say. Anyway.
Yeah.
Can we get in the podcast? Because I feel like we've just spent like 20 hours just catching up. Like,
yeah, look, we needed it. It needed to be out there.
2 weeks, man. It's a long time.
Okay? So I've got three, two similar topics and one very, very out there, not on any gaming podcast topic, which is my fucking garden, dude. I literally mowed the lawns before Christmas, had everything nice and tidy, and the grass was growing. It was looking schmick. I was wrapped. I was like, yep, this is it, Chief. This is it. And then fast forward 8 weeks of working fucking dumb fuck hours and then getting back in the gym and just forgetting about doing the lawn. I came home the other day. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck happened? It's the first time I noticed it. I mean, the grass had been that long for a while, but...
so balance.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, you gotta,
balance, and then my fucking garden.
Yeah. All things equal.
So good. Yes, continue. Sorry. Yeah. It's weeds.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever had neighbors before, because I haven't. On this side of my house, there is nobody living there, and their garden's fucked. So by default and wind and nature, mine's fucked.
Yeah.
It's so shit. So I spent an hour and a half the other night. I got home from work and I started Speedy Gonzalezing my way around the fucking garden, trying to weed all these weeds out and make it look half decent again. And even now I'm just looking fuck that.
Yeah.
It's hard. I don't even know how to slow it down because summer's just a bad time for it.
Yeah, no, summer's
You got any tips in the chat for slowing down grass growing and making weeds not grow anymore? Please reach the fuck out because this is the worst part about it, right?
You hear him. It's in his voice, guys.
It's anger. It's rage.
He is.
Rage. I bought a bottle of stuff and it's for my path, okay? And this is the last I'll say of it. I bought a bottle of stuff and it's a path weed killer, right? And you put it on your paths and it's meant to stop the weeds for 6 months.
Yeah.
6 months, right? We all know how many months that is. It's half a year. I put that on in December. It is now February. It doesn't fucking work.
Then you look at it, it's like weed killer, but may also grow.
Yeah, in the little fine print.
Yeah.
May
this
or may
is actually
not
weed killer. It will grow.
Yep. It was a nightmare.
We are just trying to make a living.
Man, ripping you off.
We are ripping you off, yeah. Now, anyway. The other thing. Now, this is one thing we have sort of touched on in the Twitterverse, which is great. So, a couple of episodes ago, actually, we did talk about Battlefield, didn't we? We played the beta and
the most played game in 2022.
Was it?
No, not even close.
So we played the beta, and then we did understand that there were a couple of issues. Oh no, so we didn't play the beta. We played the full game. Jeez, what am I saying? God,
yeah. We played full game. It did, yeah.
Yeah. So we played it. There was one map that I think just should never exist. Which was the one where it was very one-sided. There was tank paths, and then you were just in this compound, and it was just well, cool. We're just fucked from every side. That's all.
Yeah, basically.
Right, so we didn't really particularly like that map. I still love the snow map. I still love the game mode. Was it break or whatever? Right, the rush.
Through fucking war zone rush pushing. Yeah.
Loved the concept. Right, we touched on that. However, I don't know if you guys any of you do still try to play Battlefield 2042. I say try to because
let's just put this. Let's just break this down a little bit. Break down a little bit real quick. Now we get on average 20 to 30 viewers on the podcast.
Yeah.
And Battlefield 2042 has about 20 to 30 people still playing it. So I'm going to go ahead and say none of them overlap.
You have been absolutely savage, by the way, on Twitter to Battlefield. Anytime there's a post, you're just like, oh yeah, cool. Like, you are one of these people in the comments just like, fix your fucking game. Like, you are it. You've become it. And I'm just like, there's no way, bro. But it's actually more, it's more sarcasm as well. It's just like, and then someone bites.
Yes.
And you're just like, oh, bro, like, it's still good. It's like, bro, come on, man. Like,
the game's dead, bro. They're talking about shutting the fucking servers.
So I don't know if you guys have followed it, but they have.
And I'm excited for this, man.
This is pretty crazy. Instead of fixing their issues, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting down. If you're not sitting down, prepare yourself.
It's a big announcement.
Right? It's a huge announcement. You can now, in Battlefield 2042.
Yep. If you play this week.
Right? If you play this week.
Yep.
Get... Oh, that's crazy, isn't it? A tactical beanie.
Yes. Dude. Right. And the best part about it, I don't know if you guys aren't watching.
Goes on your head.
Yeah, you put it on your head. It keeps your head warm.
Cosmetic.
And that's about all it does.
It's pretty nuts. Yeah, it doesn't...
And it's grey. Oh, and it's grey. It's grey. So
it's grey?
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
so,
it'll be camouflaged on no map whatsoever. Yeah, good.
Yeah, unless you're staying next to concrete.
Yeah. Yes, it's true.
And
they'll be like, dude, half your head's missing.
AAA title, mind you, and they've released a grey beanie. Like, that's pretty out there, man.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to get...
There was no... Oh, and by the way, it was just... No. We're going to release a tactical beanie.
It was... It's like they're taking a piss out of themselves.
Like, yeah. It's just like, yeah, we know it's dying, so we're just going to release cosmetics. Like, until it dies.
Yeah.
It was just...
I don't know what's going on. It's like they've gone into full, shutdown mode.
This is gonna sound crazy to you, man. And I don't know if I want to, open this can of worms today, but...
I'm happy to open worms.
When was the last time that you reckon EA... This is going to be crazy... released a game that you just went, fuck, that was finished?
Oh, okay. I reckon I was still playing on the N64.
I will...
And I'm pretty sure it was attached to a Lucasfilm's title.
Oh, bro. Okay, so I was going to say not single player, because obviously, but multiplayer game. When was the last release that you remember?
The Sims 3. That was pretty finished.
Yeah, that was like 2011. No.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not a question for either of us.
There.
It's a long time ago.
It'd be around there, bro. Ah, man.
That's.
I feel ever since Anthem,
they've just given up.
Nothing has gone right. Yeah. It's just like. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
It's like Microsoft's throwing them a bone. It's like, hey guys, we know you're having a hard time, but do you want like a small cut of our Games Pass?
Well, but it's weird too because they've got to deal with Steam as well.
Yeah,
No, don't get me wrong. That EA have some great that's what I'm saying. Single player wise, they're on really good titles. Mass Effect, Dragon Age, like the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
They've got really good fucking things under them single player wise.
Maybe it's their servers are shit. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they just can't have good multiplayer servers.
Their infrastructure, but this is interesting. I wonder what the players, because EA players everywhere. Their Steam, their Xbox game, Game Pass, they're everywhere. Even Origin, obviously that is EA, but they still, that's 3 places. I think Epic has it too now.
I think so.
I've checked that. But anyway, so there's 3 or 4 places where you can actually get the EA Play Pass. Is that because their servers they just can't do?
I don't know. There has been good Battlefield games. Even Battlefield 4 was more playable than Battlefield 2042, and that game's a fucking
dinosaur. This is what I mean. I think Battlefield 1, in my opinion, had that was the last time.
Just reskin Battlefield 1 with some new maps, and that would have been better than what we've got.
Yeah,
way better. It was a great game.
Yeah.
I just hate old games.
Interesting. Battlefield 5 started really, really strong. I really enjoyed Battlefield 5. Yes, I get it. I understand. Another World War II game, right? But
yeah, for sure.
There's a lot of I think the only issue that I have with World War II games is that there's a lot of history in there, but they always go with the same fucking 3 missions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it. D-Day happened. Cool, that's sick. There's other battles that happened at that time.
Yep.
Like,
but they're going for that big grand. I mean, there's just their story campaigns. Like they want the big grand battles.
I mean, yes, it is one of those.
We want the next generation to relive it again and again and again and again and again. I don't even know why they want that, but because our grandparents don't want that for anybody.
No. Yeah, and then they put red dots in.
Well, I mean, yeah, and there's even one that's like remember the holographic sight from Black Ops 3? Just literally the two little spikes with a dot in the middle. They've even got one like that. That was in World War II. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Attack of Titans characters also in World War II.
Hail Hydra. I'm just saying, just in case they're listening.
I don't know. We could probably talk. This is probably my rant. Cosmetics in video games. That's probably my rant, right? Because so I do not understand, right? I mean, I get it, right? People, I don't want to blame a particular game, but I believe that a lot of it would have come from Fortnite, right? However,
well, look, every game has a battle pass.
Yeah,
thanks Fortnite.
It's now the new. But it is now that it. Honestly, that's a better system than loot boxes.
Agreed.
Right. At least 100%. You can see that you're going to be rewarded. If you put time into that game, you can also spend money to also progress that pass, which is perfect in my opinion. Yep. That is great. Mm-hmm. I don't want any RNG when it comes to cosmetic shit, and I don't want to see that. Right. There's not like you don't go to a shop and be like, I might get 6 eggs. or I might get 12.
You have to pick up a box of eggs and you have to guess how many's in there, and that's how many you can have.
Exactly. That's how you
still have to pay the same amount.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's
a good analogy.
Really good metaphor.
Yeah, I like
it. That's good.
Fuck loot boxes.
So my thing is if you're going to release a game like World War II for a setting that is set in time, right? Historically, make skins that are around that time. Do not I don't care if you're getting a licensing deal from like Attack on Titan, Nike, whatever it is, man.
Yeah.
Just keep what you see in like the multiplayer part true to the time. In the zombies, do whatever the fuck you want. Or in another game mode, do whatever the fuck you want. Because like,
interestingly enough,
you go.
Interestingly enough,
get mad.
We're talking about a Call of Duty game, okay? Which obviously has ties to all these other FPS games, which is fine. That's cool. That's cool. I'm all for it. I love it.
We're moving for Battlefield. We showed you. Tactical beanie. Log on. Get it. Log off.
And don't, for no reason, because they're going to shut the servers down.
There is talk,
This Call of Duty game we have currently, we recently had Valentine's Day, so they decided, hey, let's release a Valentine's Day skin and a big pink fuck off teddy bear, just like Fortnite did a couple years back. Now, that's cool. But do you reckon we could get the fundamentals, like, I don't know, a fucking trophy system in the game? Like, do you reckon we could have that?
But they didn't exist in World War II, Matt.
Yeah, but oh man, we're gonna. We need the fucking pink bears.
That's what I find very odd, isn't it? Like
I don't recall ever seeing a pink grizzly bear in World War II either.
They actually said, the reason there's no trophy systems is because it wasn't true to the era.
Yeah. So fuck you, CDL.
But apparently 35 different attachments were.
Yeah, man. Oh, bro. If you wanted to have a sniper scope on your PPSH, you go right ahead. You watch that recoil kick you in the fucking face, it'll hurt like shit.
Thermal? Gotcha.
Got you, baby.
What about smoke, right? Get this. What if we had smokes that you can see through, but they can't see through? That's right. We had that technology. What happened to it?
That's balanced and fair.
We used them all in World War II. We must have used them all in World War II.
And the technology got bombed. So we don't have the blueprints anymore. And
see, this is the thing. I think the fundamental difference between Fortnite and other games that do it in terms of cosmetic is they actually release. I'm just going to be crazy.
Don't release crazy talk.
A playlist to go alongside it.
What?
Think about it. They can change the map and they allow these characters like the story. I don't know if you've actually paid attention to the Fortnite story at the moment, but it's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
It's really, really smart how they're actually now creating like rifts. Like the whole idea of rifts when they were first introduced. And it basically fractured the world. that allowed these characters to come through.
Yeah, multiverse of
when
madness.
you do see when you do see a Spider-Man swinging around, you're like, well, that kind of makes sense to me now. There was no fundamental layout for why. Oh, we've got an Attack on Titan skin pack now because that anime just came out.
Yeah, there's no reason for that to be in the game, but there's reasons for Thor to be in the game. There's reasons for Iron Man and Spider-Man and
Thanos,
fucking all these other characters. I don't even know who else is in there. There's heaps, man.
There's heaps of them.
Yeah.
And it's just like, to me, it just takes that little bit more time just to be like, okay, guys, like, how do we introduce this? If we want this to happen, don't just release the skin pack. Give it some reasoning.
I just think it's. I mean, they've got one core game. They haven't changed for years. Activision. One core game. They haven't changed for years. And it's pretty decent. I mean, they've made some questionable decisions with their balancing and some of the building aspects of it. Cool, whatever. People still like it. People still play it. That's cool. I don't care. Not for me, anyway. But in doing so, that frees them up creatively to be able to tell something cool. Tell us a cool story. Tell a unique story. Add unique characters. Sign unique IP. That's like...
I never played...
Pretty shocking.
I know we go back to a jetpack era, right? But
I like John Wick.
I never played Advanced Warfare, right?
Yeah.
But whenever I talk to someone about the campaign, they're all like, that was revolutionary.
Yeah.
Because it was a new idea and the story wasn't like, it's still Call of Duty. It still has that like Michael Bay, let's blow everything. Yeah, explosions and shit, right? But that you still feel like a superhero. Yeah. But it was original.
Mm-hmm.
It was an original idea. And that's probably why, in all honesty, I feel that even the Black Ops line, Black Ops is a little different, obviously, because it actually exists, but it's not like to that.
Exists, wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Exactly, yeah.
Or does it?
And I think that's why Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3 was so successful in terms of actual story. Like obviously Black Ops 2, I never played. I never played that campaign. But I've heard that is one of the best COD campaigns they've ever released.
Amazing.
It rivals like Modern Warfare 2. So, it was always the sequels apparently that were good, and the other one after that sort of went to shit. Black Ops 3 wasn't bad. It just
Black Ops 3 is one of the most, and that's that. You know what? Funny, Black Ops 3 is that peak year for me.
Same.
That's when multiplayer is when things kicked off.
Yeah.
Not so much, and the year after that is when it was like Black Ops 3. Everything started looking up, and then like the year after that was just sick. We had such a good time. Oh
yeah. No, it's crazy that a lot of people think they're like. Actually, to be fair, Infinite Warfare's campaign, I really, really fucked with. I really enjoyed that campaign.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we went to space. Yeah, we did some questionable shit, but it's just, I don't know, that era, man, of storytelling was just, it felt more original than what we have now.
Yeah, well, I mean, because what we have now is not original, or what we have now is rewashed fucking World War.
I think the only, it's crazy, the only originality that we have really is Star Wars.
Yeah.
And like, we have Elden Ring, don't get me wrong, we have Elden Ring coming out. We have, there are IPs coming out, like, but...
Even Lost Ark. But I mean, yeah.
I mean, just like for me, for instance, for example, and I know we keep sidetracking, but this is kind of cool that we're just doing this. So I kind of like as rolling.
It's vibe.
But, yeah, it's vibe. But the thing that really kind of frustrated me about a recent game that I played was Dying Light 2. Right now, I tried really damn hard the first night with the boys, Will, John, Colin.
I saw that. Looked like a
we
decent
did the
time.
4-player. It was good, and then about the 7 to 8 hour mark, man. I just went quiet. Like you can see it on my stream. I just went quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just started thinking, like, I'm doing the same mechanic over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, I go talk to someone. I go and run around a bit. I take like 6 years to kill one zombie for some reason, and because and then I didn't realize that it actually scales the difficulty based on how many people you have in your party.
Yeah.
But instead of scaling the difficulty of an actual zombie, they just created meat shields. They just became these buff, like zombies that just didn't want to die. And I was just like, well, that's kind of stupid. That's a shit difficulty. I hate when difficulty does that. I would rather that they behave differently or...
Yes, or a horde.
more condensed or something. Yeah, like there's
Instead
more
of
them,
3
rather
zombies
than
give you
just,
30. Like I'd
Yeah,
prefer
yeah,
that because then
exactly.
you feel like you're rewarded because you get to hack
Yeah.
and slash the fuck
but
out of
the
them.
story of that game just wasn't it.
Yeah, right.
It just like I mean, I think Juz finished it. I'm not sure, but I've gotten to a point where I kind of like got a lot of the stuff that I wanted, which then started making the gameplay funner. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I never experienced a point where it was like the game was self-aware of its own pacing, and so it went from like this really slow start to just bang, like you're here,
Yeah.
and it was just like, what the fuck just happened? Why is it self-aware? And that was weird. That was very odd. And I don't think the game should ever feel that way, right? I don't feel that
Skynet. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just odd. It's very odd.
Strange.
And it's getting some weird it's weird to me that it's getting good reviews.
Yeah, right.
And I wonder if it's just because the hype around it of it being a sequel. But
I don't know.
I don't think it's worthy of what it's getting. That's
Yeah.
me personally. But
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I mean, then you got what was it that's getting review bombed because one person didn't like it? Oh, was that Lost Ark? Because Shroud said Shroud's like, not my cup of tea. Didn't it get review bombed for that?
I'm not sure if it got review bombed, but yeah, his train of thought on Lost Ark is very odd.
Yeah, right. But he's still playing it, so I mean, can't be that bad.
Actually, to be fair, he played it the other day and then switched to New World.
Okay. Weird. He was playing yesterday. I jumped in quickly watching him play it yesterday. I was like, no. Lost Ark.
Lost Ark. Yeah. He still wants to, like, don't get me wrong. He's saying like, no, don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the game, but it's just like some of the, I think because, okay, so do you want to go, should we go into Lost Ark now? Main
bring
topic?
it in. Bring it on. Yeah, let's roll.
Thank you. I just got handed coffee. Cool. Thank you.
That's fucking T1.
That's awesome.
Thanks, Ellie.
Yeah. Was there another round? I can't remember. You should cover it. We covered it.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
We're happy with that. Okay, cool.
LFS
Let's quote.
I just wanted to say about the tweet this week. That was funny.
Oh man, that was great.
You fucking sketched me $10. 10 beans.
I was so bored. I was so bored. Right, I got to work. I saw that, and I was just like,
"Yeah, I'm gonna buy it,
man.
I'm gonna buy it.
I'm gonna fucking buy it."
You know, this is what got me, right? Someone else replied.
This conversation, right? Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. We did this conversation, this whole thread, right?
Yeah.
And this dude's just like, yeah, add me. And I'm like, bro, there's no way you think this man is fucking serious. If you look at the conversation that he's having with this other dude, Noob Slayer 69, like, yes, that's
me.
That's not what I'm gonna record, dickhead.
Fuck me dead, dude. Anyway, I just thought that was funny.
Good.
That was
great. That was good interaction actually for the week. That was just like, yeah, Matt and I being, yeah, if you haven't seen it, please go have a look at one of the Twitters. It's fucking good. But yeah, I sketched him.
Yeah,
He'll probably put it in his bio if he wants, but
10 beans, bastard. 10 beans I've been sketched. You heard it here first and on Twitter second. But yeah, so Lost Ark. I started playing yesterday. And then I decided I need to play Destiny because I'm invested in 2 ways at the moment, and it's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having a good time with people and without. And I you know what I just realized? If I press enter and tab a couple of times, I can actually like message the clan, like, "Hey guys, does anyone want to help me with something?" And they actually help.
It's crazy, dude. I must admit, the most.
What the fuck is that?
The coolest thing to see right now is because in terms of clan stuff. We will get to Lost Ark eventually, guys. Don't worry. This will probably be a little bit longer of a podcast too, because like,
it's been 2 weeks.
It's been relax. 2 weeks, so
we're okay.
Calm down. It's okay. Yeah.
We have so much Kenobi.
All right. Yeah. The cool thing about the clan that I really, really enjoy is that you wouldn't know about this, but we've merged. There's about 3 clans now that have actually merged with us.
Yeah,
so,
nice.
We started obviously the main merge was like Jay's clan and my clan. So that was the first merge.
Yeah.
And then that sort of was like, you know, a year or 2 ago that we sort of did that. And then we wanted to sort of work out what we wanted Nomad to be. And we sort of like I find it really cringe. I do. I'm sorry, but I find it very cringe. There are clans out there that are like, oh, you must have like 6,000 clears in this dungeon and blah 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 blah. They exist. they exist. You have to apply to be in the clan and blah blah blah. If you're not a high tier player, then you get kicked, and if you're not active, anyway. So they exist, but we didn't want that. We wanted to create a community that was basically, because I was like, well, we all stream. At that time, it was Holmes, Jay, Kersey, like all of us were streaming, and that was sort of like our community clan. That was like, if we had viewers that were just like good eggs, that was where they were going to end up. They were going to end up in our clan, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess it sort of, as soon as that sort of happened, they would only really be active whenever one of the streamers they like was on, or when new shit got released, and it was inactive, very inactive.
Yeah,
and it was also, you would sort of message someone, you do the clan stuff, and then you would do the clan stuff, and then like you would message like you did the other day, and you get no response. No one would. They would all be themselves. And so I went to Jay and I was like, I don't really like that, and Jay, honestly, I will say this, and I don't say very many things nice about Jay because he's got a fake moustache and he won't own up to it. But
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I will say that this man has dedicated to streaming. So he is by far, like, he's always streaming, man.
Yeah, man.
Like, he's just dedicated. He loves it. He has so much passion, bro, and his charisma. I love him, man. I love him.
Patience of a saint as well.
Yeah.
To play Crucible as much as he does.
He has his moments. He rages, and I understand, but like, he if anyone needs PvP help, I'm just like, my man Jay. Go see my man Crazy Jay. Like, I'll just, PvE wise, dude, I've got you, but PvP right now, I can't, bro. I can't do it. So yeah. And super.
We love you, Jay. And we love Jay.
Yeah, we love you, Jay. We don't. Yeah. So yeah, I went to him, and he was like, and then he sort of made friends through PvP side, which then sort of our Nomad clan became more a PvP clan, right?
Okay.
We sort of lost that part, and I was like, okay, well, I guess that's okay, because there was only the select few really that did PvE anyway. And rating and things like that. So, that was all fine. And then, New World came out, and we started talking to JDoc and everyone like that.
JDoc's from that.
Well, JDoc is from PvP clan. He was a PvP clan in Destiny, but not in Nomad, right? Anyway, so, and then JDoc approached Jay and said, "Can we merge?"
Right.
It was like, yeah, and Jay was like, "Well, yeah, fuck yeah." So now we've got all them.
That's so cool.
So we've got all that clan, and that's why it's more active now, because we have those people in the clan.
How many people are in there roughly, do you reckon?
Last time I checked, there's like 60 of us, 60 something.
Shit, really? Okay. Well, that's cool.
In JDoc's clan?
Yeah, well, no, in Nomad. In
Nomad, yeah. There's about 60. Actually, last time I checked, there was like 69.
Yeah,
like
gamer kappa.
Yeah. So that was sort of the start of it, and then I think I told you the other day, but like, I've just reconnected with people that I used to play Destiny 1 with.
Yes. And
they're now in the clan, so they're doing stuff and things like that. They're always on at the moment, which is sick. But yeah,
is that Shrexy?
No, Shrexy. That's Wix. Wix is a view of mine. Yeah.
Wix?
Yeah.
Is that Wix?
Yeah, that's Wix. Shrexy's Wix. Yeah.
Oh, get out of town.
Yeah, that's Wix.
What a legend. He just jumped in last night. He's like, "Hey man," I'm like,
yeah, he does that.
What?
Yeah.
What are you doing here? He's like, "Oh, I come to help you with your fucking thing I was doing." I was like, "Oh, thanks." That was so cool. I love it.
So yeah, they yeah, it's sick to see the clan that active, man. It's sick to see the clan that active.
How many days till Witch Queen?
3.
Oh shit!
3 days. It's coming full of storm.
That's exciting.
I'm actually going to jump on some Destiny after. I get some stuff done. But.
Yeah, I would be. I'm going to play golf with Lanks, and then after that, I would be doing the Destiny.
Actually,
and editing this podcast. Hey?
No.
It's going to be. I won't be on until tonight.
Yeah,
probably won't be out on. What do you? Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that. We'll talk
Yeah,
about
we'll
it
do
later.
that later. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other game we've been playing that's taking up all my time because I was actually that was the reason why I was like, yeah, maybe I'll do it tonight because of Lost Ark.
Oh,
Is
true.
Lost Ark. Is
Yeah,
Lost
yeah.
Ark. Now, you did start playing it, but yeah, obviously I understand that did you enjoy it? That's the thing I want to know.
So I played the tutorial and got to the main city, Pride Helm, I'll call it. Yeah, I nailed it. Fuck yeah. Well, I didn't even have any notes, guys. Yep. No notes. See my hands, they're clear.
It was Pride Helm. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all good. Same. So the thing, okay, and this is just based on an hour's gameplay because the tutorial takes an hour and it's pretty cool.
I like this.
Based on an hour's gameplay, my brain is like, you know what? Yo, that was kind of fun just smashing the fuck out of those enemies. And I'm like, yeah, I could come back to that. I could come back to that. It's oddly satisfying, that combat, yeah. And I've set up a male martial artist. So I know there's a difference between the male and the female. There's just different whatever subclasses, I guess.
Not sure what it is yet, yeah.
Yeah. But the reason I did that is because, well, I am a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. And I was like, well, let's play a character that I wouldn't usually play. Because usually I'd have a sword and a shield and I'd be bashing people with them. This time around, I was like, let's punch people with them. Gone more with the Juzzer approach, I think.
Yep.
Just beat things to death. But it was cool. I think it takes the keyboard layout and the movement of it is a bit different.
Takes a bit.
Mm-hmm. But even so, not that bad. I mean, I played WoW, I played SWTOR, played a few games like that. Not super difficult.
I will say, just like adding to that, I am super keen, man, for the future of MMOs because now we are going away from tab targeting into more action.
Yeah. I must admit, there is a certain elegance to the tab targeting, and actually, like, there is a good feeling in tab targeting system where if you nail your rotation, you can see that DPS meter. You're like, bang, I've just fucking done some real good damage here. Yeah. That's cool. I really enjoy that. And you just melted a boss or a pack of ads or whatever.
But that can still be achieved though, but with combos.
Correct. And that was what I noticed yesterday is it's like the game intentionally spawns up a shit ton of these enemies for you just to mow the fuck down. And dude, it's cool.
There's some epic moments.
Yeah.
There's some epic moments.
And then when you said like you can get into some pretty big battles there, I was kind of like, all right.
Yeah.
I'm feeling it. So I'll jump back into it. I definitely will jump back into it.
Yeah, it's one of those games that I'm sort of, at the moment, it can't be my main game and probably never will replace Destiny as my main game.
Yeah.
Until Destiny is finished. And then I'm probably left with Ashes of Creation and then balancing Lost Ark as well. Because I think I will always come back to Lost Ark. And I actually mean this time as well. I was actually quite in the same boat as Shroud's approach, where I played through the story. I kind of grinded. I was happy to because the story, like the leveling system, I think is perfect. MMOs that are too grindy, people lose interest. New World. If it's too short, people lose interest. Yeah, the grind factor isn't there. I think the balance of this, the fact that you sort of there's a linear aspect to it that starts. Now, if you guys do not know what Lost Ark is a top-down MMO RPG.
Action.
Action-based. It's basically Diablo. Think of Diablo if you've ever played Diablo in an MMO style game, right? Not saying that you can't. Yeah, and there's raids, there's dungeons, there's horde modes, there's anything that you can think of in Lost Ark. It's basically exists. PvP. The PvP is stupidly fun. Even without ping. But so I went into it and I started playing as an assassin. Well, actually, the first thing is, right, so I already sort of made up my mind of what class I was going to go. Now, what I really enjoy in the tutorial is that you can actually test that class before actually selecting it. Mm-hmm. That's perfect. I feel like most games should do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm even thinking like they could, if they implemented that system into new light Destiny, you could select each one and then just try it out before actually committing to it. I mean, it doesn't really matter because you make all three anyway, but if they had or introduced other classes and you only had 3 slots to be able to only have those 3 to choose from, it's a perfect system to test it before you know. So anyway, I went with the class that I thought I would like, ended up actually really fucking hating it. And I wasn't going to be satisfied playing that for X amount of hours, right?
100.
So then I started going through others, and I found 2 that I really liked, and then I decided I was going to go with Assassins. Now, I should have gone with the other one because Assassins actually drop off really, really late game, which is actually starting to happen. I started seeing that as I was getting to that sort of where I am now, right? So yeah, I played through it. I got to the end. I got to level 50, and then I kind of went, now what? And so I asked them, I said, so guys, what do I do now? Because Jazz and that had been there for a while. And they said, oh, well, you've got to go and do more questing and all this sort of stuff. And I went, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, right? Because you can run dungeons over and over again, but the only way that really that you up gear is a honing system, which is very RNG. And you got to remember, this is a free-to-play game.
Yeah.
So there is an RNG success rate chance. Now, the chance doesn't actually... Every time that you upgrade a piece, there are 20 levels that a piece can get upgraded to.
Shit.
Or honed to. And however, as you get higher in level, the success rate of it actually being honed decreases. So the chance goes from 100% from like level 6, level 7, and then it decreases by 10% each level after that. Where at the very end, there's like a 0.3% chance of it actually succeeding. And there is no way around that. It's just how the game is designed, because it slows you down at the end. Because what it wants to do is like, it wants you to min-max. The min-max side of it, the cycle at the end, fucked. Like there is...
Really?
We're talking like 0.03% of like min-maxing. But that's all we're talking. We're talking like thousands of damage differences at end game. But it is the difference between maybe you clearing that raid and not.
Absolutely, yeah.
One of the bosses that I was watching on video the other day has over 8 billion health.
Sorry?
8 billion health.
Okay, so 0.03...
Yeah.
0.3% of 8 billion is still a very large number.
Exactly. Yeah. So that sort of stuff comes in later. But so yeah, I was at this point where I was just like, dude, well, I do this with Destiny. I don't want to go on quest more. I don't want to do bounties. I don't want to do all that. Like that small little task shit I don't like.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that next week.
Yeah. And then I sort of went, you know what, I'm just gonna yesterday, that's what I did. I said, fuck it, I'll just wake up in the morning and I'll start doing the questing. Now the questing actually, I found a guide that helps a lot with that. Sort of streamline it all, and I ended up with a lot of material. I ended up being actually at the gear score I needed to do to keep continuing the story in about 4 hours work. And I was like, that ain't that bad, right?
Yeah, right.
So, and then I was at the stage where I could do my first abyssal dungeons. Now, chaos dungeons are essentially a horde mode. Chaos dungeons just you sort of run through. They're like, you can keep going. There's like different levels obviously for that, but yeah, they sort of just give you a good set of starter gear, in-game gear, and you sort of get it all at once. They give it to you. Like, here you go, this is your start of it, and then now you want to upgrade this to etc. Right?
Yeah, to build a particular way.
Yes, yeah. And then so I was like, cool, that's sick. And then you sort of keep... then there's Guardian Raids, which is basically, if you've ever played Monster Hunter, is you just go and find a big-ass monster to kill, and they drop the other things as well. Guardian Souls are really helpful to have too. And then there is Abyssal Dungeons. And Abyssal Dungeons, I really couldn't do anything for a couple of days because that's just my working and being a bit behind and all that sort of stuff. So, and I was like, oh, is this all the game is? Like, is it just the horde mode at the end game? Is it just this, the Guardian Raids? And I was like, okay, when is it the stuff that I see? I've seen this shit on like videos that like raids and 8-man raids and shit like that, right?
Yeah, the good stuff.
And then I went and did an Abyssal Dungeon yesterday, and it has changed my entire mentality on that game, and now I just want to keep grinding it.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Abyssal Dungeons is one of the craziest. I would honestly say that some of those mechanics are on par with Final Fantasy and WoW.
Bullshit, really?
In a dungeon.
Dungeon.
These remind me, Abyssal Dungeons remind me of Mythic Dungeons. They remind me of Mythic Dungeon runs.
Really?
So, yeah. Yeah,
that's
they
cool.
are... There's mechanics in the bosses. It is just, oh man.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Boy.
That's crazy.
Sick. Okay. I can get around that because I like dungeons. Then that's part of the thing I like about MMOs is those group activities, especially like doing them for the first time. That's one of my favorite. Nice mustache cup. the I was gonna say the last time I experienced that was when me, Stovey, and someone we did that 3-man thing on Destiny when you guys were watching.
Yep.
That was so fun. And that's what I like about the MMO games, because you get to do all that a lot.
Yeah.
And so much more in depth.
Yeah, yeah. It is.
Getting
and then you get to
there
that point, right? You get exactly that point of getting to it. However, that's even streamlined it too. So essentially, if the concept of Lost Ark is that you have a main character, right? So you main whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
And then the reason for the roster, the reason why there's so many other characters that you create, is they are what they call alt characters, right? And what they do, and now there's two ways you can do it. You can either like level them up to be like a different one if you need something in a different raid group or whatever, or all you do is you use the alt groups or the alt characters, because you have a daily limit on dungeons and shit like that you can do. You use the alt characters to get the material out of that, which then you can funnel to your main character. So
right.
So you're essentially feeding your main character. It's essentially like, think of like logging into Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're on your hunter, yeah?
Yeah.
That's your main character. You set that up, that's my main. Okay, that's what I'm using. And then you go, instead of using your hunter all the time to get the gear you want, you use your Titan and your Warlock to funnel gear to your hunter.
Right. So is that sort of the same way that you can, like, say I pull a 1330 weapon on my hunter and I can send it to my Titan who's only 1150, and then it boosts
bump
it?
their gear? Yes.
Yeah.
But instead of, think of it more like if your hunter, say for instance, infusion material, right? You know, like obviously it's a bit different in terms because the inventory is shared between all three characters.
Yeah,
Say if they all had their own separate inventories,
right?
And you could take the shit that you're never going to use your Titan. You take that and you can just put it on the thing you're always going to use.
That's cool, dude.
That's what you can do in Lost Ark.
That makes sense because it gives you a reason to try other things.
You can do that with 5 other characters.
That's pretty epic.
So for instance, Chaos Dungeons, right? There's a daily limit of running 2 a day on one character. You have
times
6.
5. That's 12 you can run.
That's 12 times that you can run and funnel gear to that character.
That's so cool. Yeah, I like that.
It's a really cool concept. It's a cool concept. And then the other thing is they actually do have an infusion system now, because obviously there's RNG put into it, and so your blue gear, right? As you gain gear score, like your item level, you can as you gain item level, you'll be able to do harder dungeons, which then rewards purple gear, which then has bonuses on them gear set wise, right?
Yeah.
That gear set wise starts at the as a lower level. That item level is lower than what you're already equipped, right? Mm-hmm. But what there is there's actually an infusion system, so you can transfer all the stats that are on that piece of blue gear into purple gear. So it's like infusion that happens in Destiny. It's the same idea. So you get like a blue that drops, you can infuse it into your purple to make it more powerful. You can do that. So all your RNG, you don't have to start again. You just infuse it to the current stats that you already have. Yeah, that
makes sense.
And it's insane to me, man, that's a free to play game.
Yeah, isn't it?
Like there is no reason why you need to buy the crystalline aura, in my opinion. Crystalline aura helps. There's a couple of things that do benefit you having that, but the fact that you can just
play free,
yeah, nuts.
That's cool. That's why I think gaming needs to change a little bit more into the free or freemium model, where you've got that crystalline shit, which does help you a little bit, but it's not game breaking. No. So if you want to get ahead a little bit quicker, you can do so. But for someone like me at the moment, I'm happy just to play a free game and just test it out and see if I like it. Because at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to put in 1,000 hours to this game. So yeah, it makes sense. I like it.
Yeah.
That's where more games need to do, I reckon.
Agreed.
Way more. And until they start doing that, then no one's gonna really like. I always think back, man. Fortnite's made so much money on a free fucking game. It works. Let's do that. And there's always going to be people. Like I guarantee you, how many people do you know that are already playing it that have paid?
No, I mean I'm curious to see the number of Fortnite people still playing though.
True. It was pretty low on Twitch last night. I was having a bit of a scroll.
Was it?
And I had to scroll to find it. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. It seems like a lot of people have left orgs as well now. Like TSM, I don't think have many Fortnite rosters left.
Wow.
Yeah, I think it's just it was. I mean, I watched Fortnite, man. Watch them change.
Yeah.
What would you think? What would you think Fortnite would change into instantly? What do you reckon? What do you reckon? Yeah, because so think that engine, right? If there's something in particular that is just trending, they can change that model tomorrow. That's how like what's the word? Adaptive. That system they have, man. Fortnite can become an MMO tomorrow.
Right.
Overnight. That's how good the coding is, and that's what I've always liked about Unreal Engine is they can just turn it around tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
and you know what? You wouldn't be mad. You wouldn't be mad if that happened with that sort of gameplay. Like it's clean.
I don't think
gameplay.
battle royales will be around forever. I think in fact it's on probably the decline right now.
I think it's on the decline, but I think it'll always have a place, especially as competitive.
Yeah, sorry. I would say there's a couple that will always stand the time. I don't know if you've seen this. Do you know how many players play PUBG?
Not sure.
You know what yesterday was on Steam?
Not sure. I know it's pretty high.
3.2 million players.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what was second? Lost Ark.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, PUBG is. You know what? I'd like to see PUBG versus Fortnite at the moment, numbers wise.
But I think PUBG would just be.
I think it's
killing. Because it's ever since I went free to play.
Yeah. And it's a good game.
I think a lot of it's done that. I think a lot of people have just gone, well, let's go back to PUBG, and they've gone, oh fuck, this is actually fun.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I still
can't
disagree
really get
with
into PUBG.
Yeah, I know. I have difficulty trying to rationalize why they keep putting new maps in because we don't need it. People enjoy the maps that they had, just the one map they had. People really loved it, and I get the game has to change and evolve, but there's other ways to do that. Look at, I hate using Fortnite as an example, but
yeah, you just change the map.
They've literally just changed the map.
They've blown up the map. They brought things back, tilted towers back. Bro. They can do it overnight. That's the infrastructure, though. That's what
correct.
I mean.
Correct.
If there's something that a landmark, for instance, that they just went, oh fuck, we fucked up. Everyone's not liking that. We just bring it back tomorrow. Easy, sit.
Yeah.
Copy and paste. That's it.
Quick update. Bang.
Yeah.
Forget about it. It never happened. Don't worry about it, guys. It's all good.
What I love, man. That's what I love about that. I love that engine so
Having
much.
that kind of flexibility. Having that kind of flexibility in this day and age is perfect. And I think a lot more devs need that. More people. I mean, but look how many BRs have been developed on Unreal Engine. There's a shitload that you've never heard of.
Yeah.
Remember Spellbreak?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good idea.
Isle?
Oh, yeah.
That would have been such a good battle royale, man, if they
ever
got a bit of traction.
I know.
That was good. I liked that. I liked that one.
You know what I like the most about PUBG Sand Map? And this is going to be a segue.
Oh.
It reminds me of Tatooine.
Oh! That was a good segue.
It reminds me of Tatooine.
Yeah.
And that,
okay, shit. All right. Shit.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this all week. I knew we were going to talk about PUBG because I knew you were going to bring up the numbers. Yeah. That's where my head's at. Not really.
Yep. Now, we could be here for 6 years.
Bobber,
so
strap yourselves in. If you're going to go for a break, have a piss, get a drink, whatever you want to do, now's the time to do it because Star Wars, Boba Fett is fully completed, and my God, sick. And also, not quite out just yet, but coming out very, very soon between now and the time I have my child, Kenobi. Obi-Wan effing Kenobi. Gotcha. You thought we were going to play a whole another hour of the podcast, didn't you? Well, we're not. And so this is back to the main podcast.
Yeah.
Back to the main podcast. We're going to have to do a bit of cutting, and I'm going to look at it.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of cutting.
Yeah. And yeah, anyway, we're going to wrap the podcast up there. Obviously, if you guys hung around, you would have heard whatever we heard, and then we cut a section out, which is our Star Wars special, which
It
will
was
be
a
airing
segue
tomorrow.
into the Tatooine planet, but what we've decided now is we're going to actually put that as a special, so that it is going to be a big, massive spoiler thing.
Yeah.
To Star Wars. So if you guys haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, then it's safe. Don't
Safe.
listen or watch that episode. Okay, you can skip it. It's fine. We're good. But on that note, thank you so much. Appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next podcast
next week on Sunday. Bye bye.